What is up, everyone? And welcome to day one, well, day three, actually. Day three of the mini cut. As you can see, yes, I did shave. No shave November is over, and it is finally December and the cut begins. A lot of you guys are probably asking, what is the plan for the cut? How many calories am I going to eat? What is my diet looking like? What's my training? And I'm asking the same thing, because I haven't planned it out yet. I had a very busy last couple of weeks, especially with the 10,000 calorie challenge. I had a lot of videos to edit and upload for Black Friday, and the cut kind of started just all at once, and it's been very kind of hectic. It is December 3rd. It is the first workout of the cut. I almost said mini cut. It's been so long since I've cut. I'm not even used to it. Plus, looking at me, I kind of missed the beard. I'm not even gonna lie. It was pretty terrible, but if I could grow a good beard, I think I would look pretty sick. My face just looks empty now. Like, that beard was kind of growing on me. Like, no pun intended, obviously. It was fucking growing on me. It's a fucking beard. I really do wish I had good facial hair genetics, because that would be badass. Anyway, let's get out of here. So as I was saying, the plan for the cut, I haven't really made a plan yet. And that's basically because after the 10,000 calorie challenge, which obviously if you watch that video, highly recommend you do. It's going to be a good video no matter how I edit it, even though I haven't started yet. I did complete the challenge. It was pretty easy. I'm not going to lie. It was a lot easier than I anticipated. I was a little bit stressed, a little worried going into that challenge, just because I was like, is my stomach going to be able to handle this? I did do a ton of cardio. I was on the treadmill for probably 3 hours that day at least. A lot of walking, a lot of going back and forth with picking up food and stuff. So it was a busy day, but yeah, in terms of like the amount of food, it was pretty easy. Like, I could definitely have eaten more. Like, I wonder what my actual limit is. Probably like, I don't know, 13,000 at least. But anyway, on the 29th, which was the day before that challenge, I only had one meal that day. And I think I weighed in on the challenge day, maybe 214-ish. And then after the challenge, I only weighed 217 the next day. So I barely gained like any weight. 3 pounds, but it pretty much just set us right back to where we were before we even started like the fast. So I pretty much went nowhere with that challenge. And then after that day on December 1st, I think I had 2 meals that day, just chicken and rice and an apple. And then I skipped my morning shake, and I believe I may have had a protein shake after the workout. So just 3 meals, the protein shake, chicken and rice, and then chicken and rice again with 1 apple. And I weighed in, I believe, at 214. And then today, which yesterday I had like a normal diet with my shake, chicken and rice. I had some steak and potatoes yesterday as well. And I believe I weighed in this morning at like 212.8. The original goal was to be 220 on December 1st after the challenge, and somehow on December 3rd I'm 212. Make that make sense. After a 10,000 calorie challenge, I don't know what happened, and I do plan on drinking pre-workout again soon, but because I have so much energy from, all the food that I've had on the bulk recently, for this first week or two, I'm not going to use any pre-workout, and I'm going to eat a little bit less calories than I need to, and then I'll probably bump up the calories and start drinking pre-workout. But anyway, fellas, let's enjoy the push day, have a nice mic'd up session, and the cut finally begins. Let's go. First official exercise of the cut is none other than the incline press. This might be the exact same workout I started with on the mini cut pretty much 11 months ago. I obviously gained a lot of strength since then. I believe I was doing 4 plates at that point. If you watch the video where I posted, all of my strength increases, I did attempt this for 5 plates and got 4 reps last time, but that was too heavy. I just dropped it down 5 pounds. We've got 4 plates, a 25, 10, and 5. Still a big increase from, earlier this year, so I'll take it. I did just start doing the salt and potassium again. I have done it in a couple of days just because the 10,000 calorie challenge. I had so much sodium that day that I was not taking any extra. There was no reason to get any extra. Yeah, I feel it for sure. I think if I need a change of pants, they're in my bag, so. That first rep felt so heavy. I think that was still slightly better than the 4 reps I did with 5 plates. I think the 4th rep went up a little easier than the 4th rep of 5 plates, but man, that was still a hard 4 reps. I guess I'll try and keep the weight the same next week. I'm not excited for this gut, seeing my numbers go down, but we're just gonna push as hard as possible. I do have to rework the program a little bit in terms of the amount of volume I do per session, just because I'm not gonna have as much energy. In fact, today, triceps might need a little bit of a tweak. Usually on this day, I'll do that overhead press, the seated, not overhead, the seated whatever press that is, and then I'll move on to a jam press. I might just warm up with like 1 set of cable extensions, not to failure, just for a warm up, and then I might go over to the jam press. But I don't want to fatigue myself just because I'm not going to have enough energy to do 3 sets of triceps twice a week. Let's get some Lady Gaga on. When you need to hit 5 reps, Lady Gaga is there. She let me down. Lady Gaga let me down. I don't think there was a chance in the world I was getting 5 reps on that set. I was pretty locked in. I felt good. The vibes are good today. Just not strong enough. At the end of the day, sometimes you're just not strong enough, and just not strong enough. You know, ideally, you would look to progress that to 5, but on a cut, you just gotta fucking take what you can get. So it is what it is. Rocking with another Itachi shirt today. I actually love this shirt. I'm a big fan of the acid wash, so anytime I see like an anime shirt like this, I get it. Plus, it's got a really cool design on the back. Is it Akatsuki or is it just Itachi? I think it's just Itachi, actually. I can't fucking remember. One thing that is awesome about bulking up is when you wear a shirt like this, number one, obviously, it hugs your arms, but your forearms just look huge. I get a lot of comments of people just saying like, dude, your forearms are massive. Like, what do you do for them? I do nothing. I don't even do hammer curls anymore. Well, there was a period. If you've seen my video of like stupid things I did in college, there was a very long period of time where I had forearm grips and I would use those probably at least 4 hours in total throughout the day. So other than that, I've never really trained forearms directly. Like I've never done dumbbell curls, forearm curls, or cable curls consistently. And I've done the exercise before, obviously, but they've never like been a staple in my routine. I haven't done hammer curls in like maybe like a year at this point. It's just one of those exercises that isn't necessary. Like, yeah, of course, it helps. And if you're looking to grow your brachialis, brachioradialis, and your forearms in general, then obviously it's a good exercise to have. But if you already have good forearms, it's not really necessary. For the Itachi shirt, maybe we put on a Naruto song. Whew, that was 7, right? Usually I struggle really hard on that 7th. That's 235, right? I'm shocked because I don't normally get that good. All right, I guess we take those. I guess we take them. So I did watch that back and the set was good. Like if you see during that set, I even come forward a little bit, but it's almost impossible not to let your shoulders drift naturally forward. Like obviously you don't want to be, you know, protracting like that because then it's just a lot of shoulder and, you know, it takes away from your chest. But my form was pretty decent. So we haven't listened to Judas yet, and that's a classic. You got to listen to it at least once per workout. That might be the most painful set of any exercise. Like, it's a good pain because you do feel it all in your chest. You get an amazing stretch, but pushing your chest that hard hurts. Like, I'm not rolling my shoulders forward, because if you come stretch your chest and roll your shoulders forward, you know, that's obviously outside your active range of motion. I'm not doing that, but still getting that stretch on your chest with that much weight, fuck, it's hard. It hurts. All right, superset time. Another thing I have to switch for one of these routines is when I do shoulders. One day I do a shoulder press for 2 sets, and then I'll do some single arm lateral raises. But those single arm lateral raises take forever, and I'm sick of them. They don't give me a great pump. Not that a pump is what determines if an exercise is good or not. That day is so much worse than this, because I love the superset. The cable Y raises with the behind the back raises gives me absolutely amazing pump. I might have to switch it up where I do, maybe on the other day I do a shoulder press for 1 set, then I come over to the superset. No, but that might be too much, because I just do the superset on this day, especially if I'm cutting. Maybe I do a shoulder press for 1 set and then some cable lateral raises, single arm. I do have straps with Velcro that I can just lock around my wrist. I can loop the ring into the cable so that I'm not holding, you know, my grip isn't a limiting factor. You can't do that dual arm, obviously. You know, it's the same thing as the machine, but the machine's just getting old. So maybe I try that out. That might be interesting. Come on. The volume on that set might need to be tweaked. That entire time my mic was just on my throat. The reps on the behind the back raises, the second part of the movement, have fallen down to 6. But one of the reasons for that is because I'm taking significantly less time in between those 2 sets. Like, immediately when I'm done with the cable Y raises, I just adjust the weight, adjust the handles, and then I go right back in. It got a little tricky progressing because sometimes I would just wait like a minute to do that set and I would get an extra rep. But I didn't get an extra rep because I got stronger. I got an extra rep because I rested longer. For example, if you're doing a hack squat, right? And in the middle of that hack squat, let's say you think you've only got 1 more rep left, you go all the way up to the top, you rest 5 seconds, you do 1 more rep, you rest maybe another 5 seconds at that rep, and then you fail, right? Let's say you got 6 reps total, you failed the 7th. Next week, you do that same thing where maybe you get 5 reps, rest at the top for 5 seconds, you do 1 more rep. This time, instead of resting for 5 seconds, you rest 30 seconds and you wait until you go down and you really struggle the way up and you get all the way up and you get that 7th rep this time. Did you get that 7th rep because your quads got stronger, or did you just get that 7th rep because you rested longer? Obviously, I'm not saying that you shouldn't rest. You know, resting 15 seconds at the top of a hack squat is fine, especially if you're pushing yourself to failure. But keep in mind when it comes to progressing, you know, week to week, session to session, if those rest periods are dramatically different, you really got to ask yourself, are you getting stronger, or is your set just different? Right? It's just a different set. That is why I now try my best this time to just rest as long as it takes to adjust the machine and then fucking go again. So chest and shoulders are done. I got to figure out what the hell I'm doing with triceps. So we kind of just got a makeshift tricep push down here. I know a lot of guys use the dual rope, but when I use the dual rope, it doesn't feel as natural, especially with these knobs. So I just looped my straps around and I think that should be good. Doing exercises single arm is probably better, but it's just too time consuming. I'm just lazy. I don't want to do it. But yeah, I can't really think of any other good tricep exercises. In fact, I might do one set here and then I might do like an overhead, one set of normal push downs and then move maybe one set overhead where I bend over like that. Ooh, maybe I'll do that. That could work. Yeah, let's try that. Shit, too light. Not as bad as I thought, but it did start to get a little unstable and the weight distribution wasn't even on left and right, as you can see. I think that definitely affected it. Plus, I didn't come out centered. I only put my left foot on the cable. I think somehow that weight distribution got off center, but probably work on that. Maybe switch it up a little bit for next time. I think that's good to go to jam press. Triceps have always been pretty hit or miss, to be honest. That exercise wasn't as bad as I thought. It was a little bit unstable. I haven't done a dual arm cable tricep extension in a very long time, so you do have to practice the technique, right? It is somewhat of a technique thing. When you lose stability on an exercise, it requires more technique, right? Dumbbell bench pressing, dumbbell shoulder pressing, cable chest pressing, all of those exercises require technique. If you move over to a chest press, you don't really need perfect technique because the bar path is fixed. You can only press the handles one way and you're just forcing output with your chest. But when you lose that stability, you lose that fixed arm path, it requires technique, right? If you stop doing dumbbell bench pressing or barbell bench pressing for a long time, you're not just going to be able to throw on the same weight, months afterwards because you just don't have that technique anymore. So if I do plan on continuing dual arm tricep extensions, then I am going to have to practice it. If you watch that set, I should have kept my elbows a little bit more fixed, especially when I was doing those overhead extensions, but they kind of drifted outwards. It became more shoulder. I kind of lost that stimulus in the tricep. Oh, this push day is so much quicker than my other one. My other push day with the single arm lateral raises and the single arm tricep pushdowns, it takes forever. You know what I could do? I might move the shoulder press and the single arm lateral raises to this day, and the other day I'll do the superset. Why haven't I been doing that? That way the other day isn't so much pressing. The other day I have 3 chest presses and the shoulder press. Why don't I just move the shoulder press to this day, do the 2 chest exercises and the shoulder press, and then the single arm? Why haven't I been doing that the entire time? That was a little scary. Usually I can grind that last rep out, but I stopped in the middle and it just started coming down, crashing to my face. You know, luckily on the Smith machine, you can just a little quick flick of the wrist and you're safe. So post-workout, chest pump. I mean, get some posing with the shirt on. Chest is pretty pumped. I did just do some push-ups plus some bicep curls there just for the pump. And yeah, looking pretty decent, gotta be honest, for the first mini cut. Or I keep saying mini cut, first cut workout. I think I might have to compare this to where I was last year because I'm 212 right now. I think last year at this time, well, not at this exact time, but last year when I started the mini cut, what was I, 205.8? So, you know, I am heavier than I was last year. So I think in terms of the amount of fat, it is pretty similar. So does that mean I gain, 7 pounds of muscle is probably, that's pushing it for 1 year.
So for those of you who made it to the end, or maybe you just skipped here because of the posing, either way, I am currently running a giveaway on Instagram to gift 5.5 pounds or about 83 servings of protein powder to 5 lucky people. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram and comment what flavor of protein you would choose if you were to win. You can comment as many times as you want for more entries, but only comments with a valid MyProtein flavor will be entered. So check out the MyProtein website for some of the flavors and use the first link in the description to comment on the post. All 5 winners will be chosen on Christmas, so good luck to everyone who enters.
Biceps always feel so much better when you don't train them to failure. I know I just said that in my last video, but flexing your biceps with a tricep pump is awesome. Same with flexing your triceps with a bicep pump. It's like those antagonistic muscle groups. They feel so much better. Plus, with the tricep pump, I always prefer a tricep pump over a bicep pump because when you get a bicep pump, you just can't flex at all. So this is ideal. Yeah, not too shabby for the first cut workout. Honestly, I'd say we're exactly where I'd wanted to be. I mean, we're already down like 5 pounds total from the start of the cut, and it's only been 2 days, but probably going to get down to at least 205 by the end of the week, just losing water weight. My calories dropped ridiculously. I was eating, 4,600 at the peak of the bulk. Probably, I haven't tracked it. I haven't like made a diet yet. I definitely need to do that, but it's probably going to be around 2,300, I'd say, maybe 2,400 with, 30 minutes, 45 minutes of incline treadmill. So we'll see how that goes for the first week. I'm going to do very aggressive the first 2 weeks. And then, come after that second week, we can bump up the calories, maybe lower the cardio a little bit because my energy is going to obviously, coming right after a bulk, my energy levels are high. But 2 weeks into the cut, I'm going to need to start taking pre-workout. I'm going to need some caffeine in there and then probably bump up the calories. But that's the plan. And I would say it's looking pretty decent. I'd say we're right where we want to be. And everything's kind of falling into place. So we'll continue. What do we got next? Leg day? Leg day, I believe, is the next workout. So I guess enjoy the legs. Last quick chest pump. All right, that's good. All right, and enjoy the leg day. Well, enjoy the chest day that you just saw, and then enjoy the leg day. And goodbye.